Welcome to High School Football Game Night, presented by Scenic Cable Network and Production. Now, here's tonight's game.
Hello and welcome to Rip Stadium. We're at Wildfield tonight where the Dothan Tigers are hosting the Stanhope Elmore Mustangs. I'm Nick Kirkland along with Cliff Nyman. And Cliff, what are your thoughts on this game tonight?
Well, these are both this is a region game, and both these teams are looking to get their first win on the year. Stanhope Elmore lost to Northview last week, and Northview had a big comeback. So this is both teams are trying to get a win here in the region.
Yeah, Dothan off to a slow start this year. They're 0-3. And last year they started off 5-0, so it's going to be an uphill battle for them. But they've only lost one game that really matters, so they've got to come out tonight and try to establish something. They've shown us some very good things so far, but they just haven't been able to finish. Cliff,
they haven't. You know, to their credit, they've played a really tough schedule thus far. Probably the three toughest teams they'll play this year, so they got a chance to really reel off a few wins here and salvage this season.
So we're getting ready for the kickoff, and it's a wet night, Cliff. We had some pretty heavy showers earlier, so the field's going to be a little wet tonight. Yeah,
it's a light rain right now, looks like, so probably see both these teams keeping on the ground here early on, but I think it'll be a pretty good game here, Mitt. Both these teams are pretty evenly matched, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Stanhope Elmore is from Millbrook, Alabama, up in the Montgomery area. The Dothan Tigers, I guess they're about a half a mile or a mile from here.
Yeah, it's not that far for them to commute over here from them.
They could actually walk if they wanted to.
They could.
They could loosen up, be good and loose by the time they get here. But, you know, that's a different story. So Stanhope Elmore is going to be kicking off. And some of the key players to watch for Dothan, I'll tell you who's been impressive this year. Number one, Tyson Williams. In the last game we televised, he had 4 touchdowns, and every one of the touchdowns he made an extra effort to get into the end zone.
He has. And number 20, Devanir Martin, he's had a few explosive kick returns this year for him, so we'll see if he can spark them right here on this opening kickoff.
And Jacoby McDaniels, number 2, is the quarterback, and he's been impressive this year so far. Ball goes out of bounds at about the 23-yard line.
So they'll get it on the 35-yard line here, and that'll be good starting field position for the Tigers.
So Dothan will be starting from their own 35. So they've got to try to just one thing that's important, Cliff, in a game, and you know this as well, is come out and establish some kind of control of the game early. You want to do some positive things early.
Yeah, you know, Dothan wants to come out here and establish a run, which is something they weren't able to do very well the first week of the season. That hurt them very bad in that game. So in the games they've been able to run the ball, they've been successful. So that's what they want to try to do.
The pass complete.
Kobe Baggett.
Yeah, Baggett, and it's going to be enough for a Dothan first down out to about the 47-yard line. 1st and 10 Tigers.
And that was a nice throw there by McDaniel. He just sat back and found an open man, and simple as that.
So Dothan's in their hurry-up offense. In the backfield with McDaniels is Tyson Williams, number 1. They're waiting for the down markers to be set. So on Dothan's first play from scrimmage to get a first down. And that's definitely a positive, Cliff.
Absolutely. When you see how their offense has played weeks prior to this, they definitely are looking for that spark coming out the gate. Empty backfield for the Tigers here, throwing it early on, but he keeps it. Quarterback draw.
McDaniel keeps it in, gets up to down to about the 45-yard line. A gain of about 8, so it brings up a 2nd and 2.
And that's something McDaniel gives you. He's a great athlete. He can move the ball with his feet, so that's something that Stanhope Elmore's got to watch. That's something else for him to think about.
So Dothan is coming on that first drive, moving the ball pretty well. Moved it. Now they're in.
He drew him off sides. That'll be another first down for Dothan.
So Dothan's coming out attacking, and that's what you want. You want to come out and attack. Establish yourself in the game. So Dothan picks up their 2nd first down of the game. Second one was by an offside penalty by the Mustangs.
So we got Tyson Williams right here in the backfield. Their go-to guy. Another hard count.
Yeah, he tries again, but that time they stood their ground.
I like the thought, though.
They give it to Williams, and he breaks a couple of tackles, and he's going to pick up about 3 or 4 yards with the extra effort.
He's a really tough runner for a little guy. Really tough.
He really is. So he picked up about 4, so it brings up a 2nd and 6 for the Tigers. The ball at about the 37-yard line of the Mustangs.
You know, when you look at him, he doesn't strike you as the type of guy that can move the pile forward, but he really can. He's got a lot of strength. It looks like we'll see Deion Dozier in the backfield now. He's a big guy, gives you more of a power approach.
We call him Bulldozer.
He is the bulldozer.
He's got to get the bullet this year. We saw some signs of life in one of the games earlier.
Yeah, he looked a lot better last week or 2 weeks ago.
Ball complete to Williams, and he runs over the defender and picks up another Dothan first down.
And that's another thing that Williams gives you. He's a great running back to catch the ball out of the backfield. He's got great hands. He was our leading receiver last year, so he's a very versatile weapon.
So Dothan picks up another first down. That third first down on this drive. They're inside the 25 at the 21-yard line of the Mustangs. Tigers trying to score on their first drive here, just about in the red zone.
So they'll get the bulldozer still in the backfield. Tyson Williams had to come out because he lost his helmet, so they'll hand it to the bulldozer.
And he bulldozers inside the 20 down to about the 11-yard line. It's going to be close to a Dothan first down.
And that's what we like to see out of him getting north to south, not sidestepping. He's a north to south downhill runner. So.
And it's going to be a 1st and 10 from the 11.
So they could get a first down without scoring. It'd be tough, but they could do it.
Yeah. Williams still out of the game. Dozier.
No,
Williams back in. He hands it off to Tyson. He goes to the outside. He's being pursued. And he's going to be taken down at the 10. A good tackle that time by Stanhope Elmore.
That was number 10, Barry Mitchell, on the tackle, and he made a really nice open field tackle. They had blocks set up, and he came over there and shut it down. So that was a very nice play by him.
It really was, because if Williams had been able to turn that corner, we probably would have had 6 points on the scoreboard.
Baggett had a nice block set up for him up the field, so all it took was him to make that one guy miss.
So a gain of 1. It brings up a 2nd and 9 for the Tigers at the 10-yard line.
They'll go in a high formation here, but get out of it.
McDaniel throws
touchdown,
in
Tigers.
Touchdown.
And that looks like it's number 7, Keetrick Blocker, on the touchdown catch.
A good crisp pass that time by McDaniel's right to Blocker for the touchdown for 10 yards out.
And it's good to see them hold on to the ball this week. They had a lot of tough drops in that Smith Station game. So come out and not have any drops on the first possession is a good sign for the Tigers.
A good 65-yard opening drive for a touchdown.
And it's up. And it is good.
So Dothan goes up early on a reception by Blocker from McDaniels. So Dothan goes up 7-0 with 9:05 left in the first. Dothan puts together a 65-yard drive, capped off with a 10-yard touchdown pass from McDaniel to Blocker for the touchdown, and the extra point was good.
And that's exactly what they needed to do, Mitt, was come out and build that confidence on offense. That's one thing they've liked this year, was some offensive confidence. And for McDaniel to come out and look that good in the first drive is also great.
I tell you what, they really moved the ball. The ball
they
is
did.
taken,
it's on the ground.
And it's a fumble, and, well, it's still on the ground, but I think Stanhope Elmore is going to recover it at about the 28-yard line.
Well-placed kick, though.
It's a little wet out there. We had some pretty heavy rain earlier, so.
Looks like it's holding off right now, though, but it's on and off, so it's hard to tell, really.
So hopefully it will stay going.
Yeah, hopefully, especially the Lightning.
1st and 10, the Mustangs at their own 28-yard line.
We'll see number 8, Tanner Anderson, at quarterback. He's a junior.
He takes a snap. It's a high snap, and he was almost dropped in the backfield, but he is still dropped in the backfield. He was almost dropped for a bigger loss, Cliff, but That's a loss of about 2, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 12 for the Mustangs. The ball at the 26-yard line.
And the Dothan High defense has looked pretty good this year so far, so we'll see if they can keep building on their past successes. Pretty good size up front for the Stanhope offensive line.
2nd and 12.
That's a false start.
Yeah, we have a false start. Number 73 has some movement there, and that's Jarrett Sims.
That's a nice job by number 90 for Dothan to Nick Fields right there to make him jump.
So it will be a 5-yard penalty, and it'll bring up 2nd and 17. Ball back to the 21-yard line. 8:22 left in the opening quarter. This is Stanhope Elmore's first possession.
Ooh.
And it's knocked down by big number 5
Josh
for the
Ryle.
Tigers. Ryle.
Nice play by him. The defense coming out looking good so far, man. Firing on all cylinders.
Well, you know, the offense came out and put together an excellent drive on that first possession of the game and scoring, going 65 yards and scoring. So the defense has come out and they've stiffened up, and hopefully they can create some things and get the ball back and get the Tiger offense back on the field in good field position.
And it's good to see them come out playing good in a big game like this. You know, this is exactly what they needed.
3rd and 17 for the Mustangs.
And I think that's going to be offsides on Dothan, number 91. So it'll be about 3rd and 12 or 3rd and 11. Oh, no, they called that on Stanhope, I think.
We'll see if he was drawn. Well, no, it's going to be against Dothan.
Okay.
So Stanhope gets the.
Will be penalized 5 yards for offsides.
So.
I think that was number 91, Clifton Robbins, trying to get a good jump there. But no harm, no foul. You still got a long ways to go here on 3rd down, so just got to bow up and stop him.
3rd and 12. And a good handoff, but right, the Tigers were waiting on him. In on that tackle, that's number 51. It's kind of hard for us to see those light numbers. Number 51 for Dothan in on the tackle.
Shakemian Roberson. So that'll force the Stanhope Elmore punt here. We'll have Devanir Martin back to return.
I tell you what, Martin had a couple of big returns in that first game.
He did. He put him back in the game, and we'll see if he can do it here tonight. He's got some great speed.
And he's going to take it.
It's returnable.
At the 37 and bring it out to about the 45.
That was a pretty exciting 5-yard return there.
Yes, it was. So Dothan forces a punt. Really, it was a 3-and-out for Stanhope Elmore. A couple of penalties on that drive, one by Dothan and one by Stanhope Elmore. But Dothan takes over on their own 45. Excellent starting field position.
You see the bulldozer in.
3 split to the right. Dozer takes it, and he drives forward. He's still on his feet across the 50 down to the 49-yard line.
And that's what he's got to be doing. He's got to be falling forward, making them pay. That's a good-looking run right there from him.
So a gain of 6, so it brings up a 2nd and 4. They're trying to get Dozer into the groove here.
They are. He had a rough week the first week, couldn't get going, but we've seen him get in the groove more these past few weeks, and he's starting to look a lot better. What we're used to seeing from him.
Mike Daniels finds his receiver wide open. Tyson Williams, he goes down to the 30-yard line, and it's another Dothan first down.
That was number 7, Keetrick Blocker.
Was that Blocker?
That was
Okay.
Blocker, yeah. It's hard to see 7 from 1.
It is, and they have the gray numbers on the red. It's very difficult to see from this distance.
But it's good to see Blocker getting some catches here. He had a couple pretty bad drops against Smith Station, so he's hauled in a couple nice passes for a touchdown and got a first down right there.
So Dothan's on the 31-yard line of the Mustangs.
See Tyson Williams in at running back. Give Dozier a rest.
McDaniel is the quarterback, and
Timeout.
no, it's a flag. Probably a delay of game.
Nope, it was a timeout on Dothan.
Okay, timeout.
Yeah.
I saw a flag. Okay, Dothan calls timeout with 6:05 left in the first. They're leading 7-0. It's a 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
And that's a quarterback draw there for McDaniel. He's got a little room.
And he picks up about 6. So it's going to bring up about a 2nd and 5.
That's the second time they've run that quarterback draw. And did pretty good with it. They're taking another. Yeah, it's a heat timeout.
So we have another timeout on the field with 5:48 left in the first. Dothan leads 7-0. Anytime you're ready, Will. 2nd and 4 for the Tigers.
Offense still moving pretty good, seeing some effectiveness.
McDaniel keeps it. And he fakes like he was going to throw it, but good pursuit that time by number 44 and 43 of Stanhope Elmore. Number 43 is Lowry. Number 42 is Meadows.
And that was a good job by McDaniel being decisive with a decision. He didn't wait around all day for the play to break down. And just made a decision, went with it, and got some positive yards.
So it brings up a 2nd and, 3rd and 1 for the Tigers. The ball just at about the 22-yard line.
Bad snap.
And the first miscue of the night for Dothan, it could be a costly one.
Yeah, and that could have been a lot worse. That could have been them still running after it. But he was able to keep his composure and keep it in there and get what he could off of it. But it'll still be about 4th and 2 or 3, and they're going to go for it. I don't blame them.
Yeah, that would be.
Might as well.
Be about a 40-yard field goal attempt.
I think that's just right around where his range is, maybe pushing it.
Yeah. So it brings up a 4th and 3 for the Tigers. McDaniel keeps it.
He got it.
And second effort gets it.
He got it. And that was another nice job of him being patient and just waiting for the hole to open up and just getting what he could. That was a very nice job. He looks really composed back there, man.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 20.
They'll do a major shift here.
Williams takes the ball. He's got running
got a lot of
around
room.
the edge, a good block, and he takes it inside the 10 down to near the 5-yard line, but it's going to be another Dothan first down.
He runs hard, man. He really delivered a blow right there.
So the Tigers get the first down on the effort by McDaniels, and Williams takes it inside the 10 down to about the 7-yard line. So it's 1st and goal for the Tigers. They give it to Williams, and he just picks his way through the end zone for the touchdown. Tyson Williams from 7 yards out for Dothan's second touchdown of the game.
And they're rolling right now, man, on both sides of the ball. It's very lopsided at this point.
So that time they handed off to Williams. He found a place to go and scores a touchdown.
And it's up. And it is good.
So Dothan goes up by a score of 14-0 with 3:25 left in the first. So Dothan comes out and scores on their first 2 drives of the game.
Yeah, they have really looked like a different team tonight. They have taken charge of this game.
And that was
Looked like Tyrese Lindsey on the hit.
Yeah, it was Lindsey.
Delivered a nice stick right there.
So Dothan will, Stanhope Elmore will be starting at the 32-yard line.
And the Dothan defense looked really nice on their last time out, so we'll see if they can keep up the good work.
3:19 left in the first, and it's been all Dothan.
It has. They've come out firing on all cylinders. Fullback dive.
Yeah, and he moves the power forward for just a little bit, and he's going to take the ball out to the 35. A gain of about 3, so it brings up a 2nd and 7.
And that'll be their biggest gain of the night so far.
So it's a 2nd and 7, ball at the 35. Tanner Anderson is the quarterback. He pitches it back to number 3. He gets it outside, and we got a flag.
That's going to be a hold on number 80.
Boy, he's got some running room.
This is coming back. Number 80 held on the backside. And
boy, and he's knocked out at the 3-yard line, but I think that one's coming back.
It will be coming back.
Yeah.
That was a hold on number 80. I seen it when it happened.
Holding so, but he showed some speed.
He did. That's something they'll have to. That's a freebie right there. That's something they'll have to keep an eye on. Don't want to get him too much space.
That was number 3, wasn't it? Smith. B.J. Smith with a great run.
Was very nice.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Dothan's going to have to be better prepared, because if it wouldn't have been for that holding penalty, they would have been at the about the 2-yard line. So instead of 1st and goal at the 2, it's now a 2nd and 20.
Yeah, that was a 80-yard penalty there.
Yes, it was. So 2nd and 20, the ball at the 22-yard line. And they try to do the same thing again, but not much there. A gain of about 3. So it should bring up 3rd and 17 for the Mustangs.
And they just haven't been able to get too much going so far, running the ball or throwing the ball. It's like they've been trying to come out and be a little conservative and not go for too much, but Dothan High just ain't giving up an inch.
Dothan so far has denied the Mustangs a 1st down.
Yeah, I think they only had one play go for positive yardage.
Right.
It's a
Quarterback
screen.
drops back. He's being chased.
He's just got to get rid of it. Ooh, he's got a man.
But he's out of bounds. It was intended for Kedrick Martin, not for Kedrick Martin, Keldrick Martin. And it's incomplete, out of bounds, so it brings up a 4th and 17. Back deep for Dothan is number 20, and that is Devanir Martin. I know he's just chomping for it. He's hoping he can get one and get a little space out front and try to break one.
He got him one earlier this year.
But not a very good kick. He calls for the fair catch, and he takes
dangerous.
It at the 49.
He's braver than I am, Mitt.
I know.
I
think I ought to go another way.
I'd let that one roll, baby.
Yeah, so Stanhope Elmore punts the ball, and Dothan will be starting in Mustang territory at the 49-yard line of the Mustangs.
And so far, Dothan High just dominant on both sides of the ball, enforcing their will.
They've scored on their first 2 possessions, so we'll see if they can continue that streak.
Got Dozier and Williams in the backfield. Looks like it's going to be a false start.
1:09 left in the first period. And it is a penalty against Dothan. False start, so it will bring up a 1st and 15. But still great starting field position. Dothan last drive was a 55-yard drive. It started on the 45, so this one will actually be starting on the 46 after the penalty.
They've been doing a good job playing the field position game with them, too. They've set themselves up nicely with nice field position each of their first 3 possessions. Pump fakes.
Daniel finds a man wide open.
That's DJ Dawsey. I believe that's his first catch of the year, Mitt, and it's a big one. That's going to go for about 25 yards, looks like. DJ Dawsey, number 30.
Number 30? I've got, number 30, Dawsey. So he was wide open.
He was.
And McDaniel did a really good job of getting the ball right where he needed it.
And, you know, every time they've dropped back to pass, they've had receivers wide open. So it looks like Stanhope Elmore's anticipating the run.
Another first down for the Tigers. They give it to Dozier, and he breaks the tackle, and he runs over another defender inside the 24, another Dothan first down.
And he got ahead of steam right there, and he made number 6 pay for it. That was a crushing blow. So
we're down to 37 seconds left in the first. Dothan leading 14-0, and they have the ball in the red zone again. They give it to Tyson Williams.
He's got room.
He finds a spot and picks up 5 to the 15.
You don't see him lose yards very often, do you, Mitt? It seems like he's always going to find a way to get 2 or 3 yards. He's extremely versatile. But it's good to see Dozier settling into his role.
Yeah, so that's going to bring us to the end of the first, and the score is Dothan 14, Stanhope Elmore nothing. We'll be back with second quarter action after this timeout. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network. Okay, we're beginning the second quarter play. Dothan's at the 15-yard line after the run by Tyson.
And the rain's picking up a little bit, Mitt.
And they hand the ball off to Tyson Williams, and he's hit, and his helmet flies off.
That's a tough hit there. And that's what they want to do with Williams, get him out in space and try to get him the ball where he can make some plays, because he's definitely a playmaker. So it'll be 3rd and about 6 for the Tigers here as they see if they can convert this first down. They've had success running and throwing the ball so far, so Stanhope Elmore's got to be on their heels and ready for anything. There's some sort of flag on the other side of the field. I don't know what it was, but it looks like it's on Stanhope Elmore. And it was of the 5-yard variety. So it'll be about 3rd and a long 1 or a short 2, whichever you prefer. So McDaniel will go under center. Actually, no, he won't. And that's going to be a false start, so they'll go right back where they were.
Yeah, they've committed a couple of penalties on this drive. They've got to try to pull it together. And we have a timeout on the field. Stanhope Elmore wants a timeout, so we're down to 11:26 clip. And so far, Dothan has put together a 65-yard drive and a 55-yard drive for touchdowns.
And, yeah, they have. They've looked really good tonight. This is by far the best their offense has looked, and I think they're starting to really settle in their identity, get some rhythm going, and that's, what they got to do.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, McDaniel has looked good tonight. He really thrown well, and Dozier has looked good, and so has Tyson Williams. So, and Blocker caught a touchdown pass. So they seem to be gelling together a lot better as a team.
Yeah, they're achieving balance, which is what you want to achieve as an offense. You want to be able to keep the defense on their toes and have to be ready for anything. So it's Dothan's doing exactly what they want to do and exactly what they need to do to be successful, not just tonight, but the rest of the year.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 for the Tigers.
Oh, I think they called a timeout before that penalty was called.
Yeah, they did.
So they'll be in the – looks like they're going to sneak it here, Mitt. Well, no, they'll give it to Dozier.
And Dozier,
oh, he didn't get it.
No, he didn't. Good pursuit that time by the Mustangs. In on that tackle was number 42 of the Mustangs. That's Meadows. We've called his name before.
Yeah, they did a great job of getting the ball right there. It looked like they knew what was coming. So they did a great job right there of not letting him have an inch, because you can't let him have an inch because he's such a big guy.
So it brings up a 4th and 1.
They're already 1 for 1 tonight on 4th down conversions.
McDaniel hands it off to Dozier. He goes up the middle for the first down.
He got it with ease. And that, I think they were looking for McDaniel to maybe keep it right there, and they used that play off of the play they ran before where he keeps it and does the draw. So that's one of those things that an athletic quarterback can give you. It keeps the defense thinking.
So 1st and goal for the Tigers at about the 7.
And he keeps it. He sees
McDaniel
space.
keeps it, and he's going to take it to about the 1.
And they'll be 2nd and looks like 1.5, maybe 2.
Yeah, 2nd and goal. They're going to say at the 1-yard line.
One thing McDaniel's going to have to do, Mitt, is manage how many hits he's taking. You don't want to see your quarterback out there getting pounded every play.
The big man takes it right in for the touchdown. Dion the Bull Dozier from 1 out.
And that's what we've been waiting to see out of him. He gives you a nice goal line halfback that you can go to and gives you those short yardage, just a guy that can move the pile.
So Dothan has come out and scored 3 touchdowns on 3 possessions.
And you know the coach has got to be thrilled about that.
So Dothan goes up, and if they make the extra point, and it's good, Dothan goes up 21-0 with 10:08 left in the first half. Dothan puts together another long drive, Cliff. That was like a 51-yard drive. They started on their own 49-yard line.
And Dothan averages 19 points a game this year so far, Mitt, and they're already over their average, so this will help that average out a lot.
And we still have 10 minutes left in the first half, so they've come out and played a nearly perfect first half.
We're not seeing the dumb penalties we've seen. We're not seeing the unexecuted, them dropping passes and fumbling and stuff. I mean, they look totally different.
So Stanhope Elmore will have their best starting field position of the night at the 36-yard line, their own 36.
And Dothan High has been going to that type of kick where they just try to get it in there in the corner and maybe try to make a play on it. But I like that. If you know you don't have a guy that can kick it deep, just try to limit the return. Get your guys over there to cover it.
Stanhope Elmore is yet to get a first down, Cliff.
Yeah, that's just another credit to this Dothan defense. They've come out and held their own.
They've come out, they've gone 3 and out, both possessions of the first half.
And this Stanhope Elmore team, like I said earlier, this is a team that Northview had to come back in the fourth quarter last week to beat. So this is a pretty quality opponent they're playing here. A region game. That should be illegal hands to the face. I don't know if they're going to call it. Oh, look at that, Mitt. Guy going to the sidelines, taking people out. I don't think he meant anything by it. I think he just tripped, though.
Smith on the run, and he picks up about no yards. I think he lost probably a half yard. So it's going to bring up, we'll call it a 2nd and 11 for Stanhope Elmore, the Mustangs, from Millbrook, Alabama.
I think Stanhope Elmore is probably still negative in net yards right now. I don't think they're in the green yet.
Two in the backfield with.
He'll drop back to different quarterback.
Boy,
too.
And he barely got that one off. And great defensive play Boy, he was trying to get the ball over Dothan's defensive back.
And that was Kassan Wall there with a nice one-handed breakup. I mean, that was really good looking. He's still celebrating it, too. He knew he did good.
But I tell you what, the quarterback had a lot of pressure on him. Tanner Anderson had a Dothan defender breathing down his neck.
And that was a different quarterback right there. That was number 13.
Was it 13?
Tripper Warlick.
Okay, well.
So they're giving another guy an opportunity. That was a lefty.
Yeah, but, number 13. He was barely able to get that ball off. He was about to be slammed to the ground.
Just like that.
And, yep, they caught him that time for a loss.
And that was number 90,
tackle, yeah,
Nick Fields. So they'll
another 3 and out.
And, man, Dothan's defense right now is firing on all cylinders. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. They are answering the bell.
And also on that play was number 93, Brandon Ward.
It's been tackled by committee here, which is definitely what you're looking for if you're the coach.
Back deep is, I believe, it's Martin.
Ooh, and they were close to getting that one. He'll have a chance
takes
to
it
make
at
a play.
the 36.
Reverses field.
And, wow, when it looks like he was going to do nothing, he gets positive yards out to about the 44-yard line.
That's one of those exciting 4-yard returns.
So Dothan will be starting in great field position again, and part of the reason is that the Dothan defense has done so well keeping the Mustangs backed up, so when they punt, Dothan gets good field position.
Absolutely. That's a total credit to the defense.
So Dothan starting on their own 44-yard line.
So we'll see if we can remain perfect here, Mitt. See if we can go 4 for 4 on touchdown drives.
They've had started on 35, 45, 49, and 44.
And Dozier rumbling down for about 3 to 4 yards there.
3 to 4 hard yards. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 6. The ball at the 47-yard line.
And I think we'll have Deion Dozier still in there. Comes Tyson Williams. Oh, it's on the ground.
Boy.
But McDaniel got it back.
No, he didn't.
Ooh, no, he didn't either. Yep.
So Dothan commits their first mistake of the game, a fumble, and it's recovered by the Mustangs.
So it'll be first down on their side of the field. And this will be their best starting field position they've had.
Yes, it will be. They'll be starting just on the Dothan side of the field at the DHS 49-yard line. So we'll see if they can take advantage of the Dothan miscue. Dothan's first one of the game comes with 8:20 left in the first half.
This is still a pretty steady rain here, Mitt, so that might have had something to do with it. Oh, and he's got some space, and they can't touch him.
And a great run that time by number 3, Benny Smith. And the first down of the game for Stanhope.
And he hasn't had much space to work with, but when he does have a little space, he makes the most of it. He's tough to bring down.
So the ball's at the 31-yard line. We'll see if they go to Smith again. He's been the one bright spot on that on the offense for the Mustangs.
He has.
Quick out, and it's complete over to number 9, I believe it is.
It was.
Keldrick Martin.
And they're going back with Anderson at quarterback. Looks like they might run a two quarterback system. Got a lefty and a righty.
And we're seeing the difference field position makes. Ball inside the 25 at the 24-yard line. Quarterback goes deep. He's got a man open, and he overthrows him out of the end zone, incomplete.
And this could be a big drive for Stanhope Elmore, Mitt, to make this a two-possession game and really to establish some confidence here on the road. They haven't been able to get anything going. They had that one big play, and now they're in good field position. So you know they really want to cash in right here and make the most of it.
So it brings up a 3rd and 4 for the Mustangs. The Tigers are trying to keep them from getting their second first down of the game. And they got the ball at the 49-yard line after a Dothan fumble.
And there's number 3.
And he goes in. That's Smith. He takes it down to the 10-yard line.
He's a hard runner.
Benny Smith, better known as BJ, he's a senior, 175 pounds. And they have moved the ball since they got it, Cliff.
He's given them a spark. He had that nice run there, and Dothan wants a timeout to think about it.
So 7:23 left in the first half. Dothan leads 21-0. Okay, we are back as the Mustangs, the deepest penetration of the game inside the 15 at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, we've seen B.J. Smith come in and spark him with a couple nice runs. He's probably gained 30 yards this drive, so we'll see if they'll keep giving it to him.
They pitch it back to Smith. And, boy, I saw some holding there, but Smith takes it into the end zone from 11 yards out for the touchdown.
And that's points off a turnover, Mitt. You know, you make one mistake and it lets the opponent right back in the game. So Dothan High is going to have to come out and turn up the volume a little bit.
Yep, that was a 49-yard drive. Dothan fumbled the ball on the 49-yard line, and Stanhope Elmore did exactly what they should do. They took advantage of the turnover and scored a touchdown.
It's a region game. You can't give your opponent any breathing room.
Extra point.
It's a flag right there.
Yeah.
And I must have been a false start. And it was.
So the penalty will back up the Mustangs 5 yards.
You know, adding an extra 5 yards to a kick in college or NFL isn't that big a deal. But in high school, that makes it a little bit more challenging and
he's got to
interesting.
Kick it from the 15, which would be equivalent to a 25.
Bad snap, and he's got a lot of room to run it if he wanted to, and he didn't want to.
So they missed the 2-point conversion after the bad snap. So Dothan goes up 21-6 with 7:14 left in the first half. So Stanhope Elmore scores a touchdown but misses the extra point. Well, they fumbled the snap, and they tried to recover and make a 2-point conversion, which was unsuccessful. And Dothan goes up by a score of 21-6. They're going to go for an onside kick.
Ooh, and I have no clue who's got that.
Boy, I tell you what, you have to always be prepared for that. I think Dothan's got it.
Did that go 10 yards, though?
I'm not sure, Cliff.
Well, there's no flag, so I guess it did.
So they're going to give Dothan great field position. Dothan will be starting on the Mustang side of the field at the 47-yard line of Stanhope Elmore. And except for that last possession, Dothan has scored on every possession.
Yeah, they had a bad snap last time, and that hurt them. And so we'll see if they can come out and make up for it.
And that was really the first mistake they had made in the entire game.
It was. They had, I think, one penalty earlier, and that it really wasn't a big deal, but that was their first real turnover or anything that's really hurt them bad. That might have been a false start, but they didn't call it. Oh, no.
And an interception. 2 bad plays.
And that just slipped right through his hands. Just slipped right through his hands.
Boy, how quickly things can change, Cliff.
You can't, like we said a minute ago, you can't give your opponent any breathing room in a game like this, and now they're one drive away from making this thing a one-touchdown game. So that's what it can do right there, turnovers.
So 2 straight turnovers. After scoring 3 straight touchdowns, they've turned the ball over the last 2 possessions and at about the same place, the 49-yard line. So Stanhope Elmore would take over at the Dothan 49-yard line.
And I think we're starting to see this rain play a little bit of a factor. That ball went right through his hands.
And they give it to Smith, and he gets across the 45 down to about the 43-yard line.
And he's definitely giving them some production right now. He's their go-to guy at the moment.
So a gain of 5. It'll bring up a 2nd and 5.
Gain of 5 on the play, 2nd down 5.
So Dothan's got to try to stop them here, because if not, they're right back in this game.
Brand new ball game.
It is, and we're still in the first half. We have 6.5 minutes left here in the first half. Handoff up to middle, nothing there.
And Stanhope Elmore gets the ball in the second half, too. So that's something to keep an eye on.
That was Jackson on the carry. He picked up. They're going to give him a yard, so it brings up 3rd and 3. You know, 2 straight turnovers, Cliff, that can really start. It takes the momentum away from you. Dothan had all the momentum.
Changes the whole makeup of the game. It went from a dominant performance to holding on by a thread here.
3rd and 3, hand off to Smith, and
he got it.
He's got the first down.
Yeah, his forward progress will, he's got it by about half a yard, maybe a yard.
So the ball's going to be spotted at the 42-yard line. I mean, 37-yard line.
And that's our inside a 6-minute heat timeout.
So with 5:40 left in the first half, Dothan leads 21-6. Dothan scored on their first 3 possessions, and they turned the ball over on their last 2 possessions inside their own territory at about the exact same spot, the 49-yard line. A fumble, then an interception.
Ooh.
And it's a bad snap.
He's actually got a chance to make this into a good thing, but he'll go down for a loss of about 1.
Yeah, but he could have lost about 15 or 20, but a good recovery that time by the quarterback, number 8 for Stanhope. That's Tanner Anderson.
And
it's kind of a high snap back into the game now. It's Philip Warlick.
We've seen them have a little bit of trouble with the high snaps. But they'll bring in number 13 again. They've been going with this 2-quarterback system. One's a lefty, one's a righty. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Yeah. 2nd and 12. The ball at the 39-yard line of Dothan.
But they got B.J. Smith in the backfield, and that's their guy right now.
Also, Kareem Jackson. They give it to Smith, and he's met at the line of scrimmage.
And that was a very nice tackle. Looks like a few guys in there on it. Number 94, Elijah Lynn. And number 29, Shamel Hegler.
So a good stop that time by the Tigers. So it brings up a 3rd and 13. Ball just shy of the 40-yard line. This drive started on the 49-yard line after the Dothan turns the ball over on an interception.
And we see him bring Tanner Anderson back in. And he just
almost intercepted by Lindsey.
And that one just kind of fluttered up there mid. I don't know if that came out of his hand wrong or what, but I don't think that's what he had in mind at all.
So it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Looks like they'll punt. I don't have a number on the punter.
Number 19. We don't have a number on him, Cliff. Look on the
Trenton Lewis.
Okay, Lewis
is the punter. They're pretty late getting the guy out there, but they got him out just in time. 10 to go on the play clock. Ooh,
and it's a bad
snap hits the guy. You don't see that happen much.
And Dothan stops him right at the line of scrimmage at the 40-yard line.
I don't think I've ever seen that happen before, Mitt. The snap just hit the guy and messed the play up. I don't think I've ever seen that, unless it was supposed to be a direct snap, but I don't think you'd see them do that on 4th and 13.
So Stanhope Elmore turns it over on downs, and Dothan, they weren't, the Mustangs weren't able to take advantage of the second Dothan turnover, and the first snap of the last 2 series for the Dothan Tigers have resulted in turnovers. So they've got to do a better job. They need to settle down here and do what they did earlier in the game.
Absolutely, and there's a false start. That'll be 5 yards, so it'll be 1st and 15. And Dothan High all of a sudden looking a little sloppy here, Mitt. What has happened?
I don't know. Out of sync. I don't know if those 2 turnovers.
That'll definitely do it, but, you know, you like to see him circle the wagons here and play some good ball.
Yeah, they've got to get past the first snap of the series. You know, that's the first 3 snaps of their last 3 possessions. 2 ended in turnovers, and the third ended in a penalty.
So we'll see if they can get some positivity going here. Another bad snap.
Drop the snap. But Tyson Williams makes something out of it.
Oh, does he?
Williams picks up the first down across the 50 down to about the 46-yard line. What looked like it was another disaster about to happen, Williams makes something out of it.
And man, he's just got great feet is all you can say. His feet never stop moving. He's always moving forward. He is just dynamite.
So it's a 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
McDaniel keeps it, throws it out on the screen. Looks like that's Baggett.
It's a good screen. Yeah, Baggett. And he picks his way through, and he's still going down to about the 22-yard line. Another Dothan first down.
And he did a nice job there holding on to the ball. I was worried that guy had a pretty good grip on it. Thought he was going to get it out of there, but he did a good job of wrapping it up and not letting it squirt out.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 22-yard line of the Mustangs.
And we're seeing this Dothan High offense start to roll a little bit, get into a rhythm.
They give it to Tyson Williams, and he takes it down to about the 15.
And he's always moving forward, always.
A gain of about 5, so it brings up a 2nd and 5 at the 15.
3:18 to go on the clock here.
Ball at about the 17. They give it to Williams. He cuts back through the middle and to the inside, and he takes it to about the 10. So it's going to be close to a first down. Well, it's going to be a first down for Dothan. So Dothan's taking advantage of the miscue by the Mustangs. 1st and 10 at the 11, so Dothan can get a first down without scoring.
Looks like Stanhope took a timeout.
Right, with 2:55 left in the first half, Dothan leads 21-6. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
No turnover.
So Dothan will have the ball 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. This drive started on their own 39-yard line.
Dothan using an extra lineman over there on the right side.
They pitch it back to Tyson Williams. He goes to the outside, cuts back inside, and he's going to be inside the 5-yard line. So a gain of about 6 or 7, and we're going to give him 7, so to bring up a 2nd and 3.
Going with the hard count again, trying to get him to jump.
2:21 left in the half. And they give it to Williams. He
He'll get
cuts.
it easily.
He found the hole.
He always finds
quick.
it. He always finds it. He's got great vision.
So Williams takes it in from 4 yards out for the touchdown.
That's his 2nd of the day. Another nice game for him.
So Dothan takes advantage of the miscue by the Mustangs to put up 6 more points. Extra point is up and good. So Dothan goes up 28-0 with 2:13 left in the first half over Stanhope Elmore. Dothan scores on a 39-yard drive, put together a 39-yard drive capped off by a 4-yard run by Tyson Williams for the touchdown, and that's his 2nd TD of the game. Kind of a short kick, and
a fair catch.
Yeah, fair catch at the 38-yard line.
So they'll have about 2 minutes and 13 seconds to see if they can come out and get a touchdown or something.
And they have really stepped things up the last two possessions. Hey, Coach. Good.
Yeah,
Coach Harry Wayne Parrish sticking his head
guest appearance
in the booth here. The Superintendent of Education is doing a really fine job for Dothan City Schools.
But it seemed like Stanhope showed up a quarter late. They didn't get the offense really rolling until midway through the second quarter. But now they've had some success.
Quarterback keeps it.
Tanner Anderson.
And he picks up a first down and loses his helmet in the process. Takes it to midfield.
He showed some pretty good speed there, Tanner Anderson. They'll bring in number 13, Tripper Warlick.
First and 10 from midfield. They're probably going to a hurry-up 2-minute offense.
Yeah, they probably need to.
They hand it off to Smith. Smith's got to the outside, and he gets across the 50 down to about the 49. A gain of about 1. 1:46 left in the half. Dothan's up 28-6. Dothan scored on their first 3 possessions, then turned the ball over the next 2 possessions. And they were able to get back on track their last possession.
Another.
Oh, incomplete.
And it looks like the ball's just coming out of his hand wrong or something. Maybe it's wet. I don't know. It's just like he throws it and it flutters. That's not what he's wanting to do, I guarantee it.
That was Latrell Anglin for the Tigers. Back deep, so it brings up a 3rd and 9. 1:25 left in the first half. Dothan on top 28-6. This is a region game, so it's an important game for the Tigers. They are winless this year. They're 0-3. Smith is met in the backfield, and he tried to spin out of it. And there was no way he was going to get out of that tackle.
That'll be a timeout by Stanhope Elmore, looks like.
And that was big number 90, Nick Fields.
No, that was a timeout by Dothan High. But, yeah, he grabbed on and he wasn't letting go.
No, he wasn't. So a loss of about 5. So it's a 4th and 15 for the Stanhope Elmore Mustangs. And just kind of recapping the scoring while we have a timeout here. Dothan, like we said, scored on their first possession. It was a 10-yard pass from McDaniels to Blocker to make it 7-0. Dothan scored again on a 7-yard run by Williams with 3:25 left in the first to make it 14-0. Dothan next score came in the second with 10:08 left in the second on a 1-yard TD run by Dozier to make it 21-0. Then on their next possession, Dothan fumbled the ball, and Stanhope Elmore was able to take advantage of the fumble, converted into points on an 11-yard TD run by Smith to make it 21-6. They missed the extra point, and Dothan turned the ball over in their next possession, interception. But Stanhope Elmore wasn't able to take advantage of it. Dothan gets the ball over on downs with 39 on their own 39-yard line, and it's capped off with a 4-yard TD run by Williams to make it 28-6, and that's where we are now.
That's a pretty nice punt. Very nice punt.
Wow, it's a great punt inside the 10-yard line down at about the 7.
That was a 50-something yarder.
So Dothan will be starting deep in their own territory.
And this will be a good job for them, be a good time for them to work on their hurry-up offense too, Mick. You got 1 second on the clock and about 94 yards to go, 93 yards. So we'll see them definitely hurry it up right here.
And they definitely don't need to make a mistake deep in their own territory. 1:01 left in the first half, and we'll see what they do, whether they just take a knee and try to run the clock out, or if they try to do something with it. Dozier and Williams in the backfield. They
Williams
give it to
gets
Williams. And boy,
oh man,
he spins and cuts. He's still on his feet. And
he won't. That's the first time I've ever seen him lose yards.
Well,
and he didn't
it's
have
forward.
to.
Yeah, it's forward progress.
No, he didn't lose him. He didn't lose him.
Right. His forward progress moves the ball out past the 10 to about the 13-yard line. So a gain of about 6. So it brings up a second and about 4.
Second down 3.
Well, if he'd have broke that one tackle where the guy had one arm on, we was about to see a show.
Oh, yeah.
I can guarantee it.
They will have to snap or take the penalty.
Okay, we're down to 18 seconds here. 11 to go on the play clock. 10, 9, 8. And they just hand it off to Williams.
And Williams takes it out to about the 15, and that will be the last play of the first half. So we've come to the end of the first half, and the Dothan Tigers lead the Mustangs of Stanhope Elmore of Millbrook, Alabama by a score of 28-6. We'll be back with halftime activities after this timeout. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network. Hello and welcome back to Rip Hughes Stadium. We're at Wildfield tonight where the Dothan Tigers are hosting the Mustangs of Millbrook. Stanhope Elmore and Mick Kirkland along with Cliff Nauman tonight. And Cliff, Dothan had a pretty good first half.
They did. They came out in the first quarter and looked absolutely dominant. And then they came out and had a few mistakes. One of them cost them a touchdown, but they settled back down and scored a touchdown and have taken the game back over. So let's just hope they can come out right here and keep up what they started.
Dothan leads 28-6. They scored on their first 3 drives, then they turned it over on their next 2 drives, and they scored on the next drive. He fumbled. But I think, who got it?
Nobody's really signaling. I think Stanhope's got it because usually they'd be jumping up and down and talking about it.
Yeah, so Stanhope Elmore fumbles, but they maintain possession of the ball. They'll be starting at their own 30-yard line.
Admit, Dothan has been without a couple key starters tonight, too. We haven't seen Juwan Moore. They're one of their key safeties. He's always been a good player for them. Or their tight end, number 6, Tawan Williams. Both those guys are really good players for them. They're both either hurt. I see Tawan Williams without a shirt on, but I don't know about Juwan Moore.
Warlick is back in at quarterback. Smith tries to get to the outside.
It's going to be a hold, but man, he's doing some
Bam!
stuff.
Boy, he paid for that one.
They might want to decline the penalty. I thought I saw a hold, though. And it looks like it's in the area of holding the flag. That is, yeah, it was a hold.
From the spot of the foul, so that will move the ball back to the 20-yard line.
So did they decline it, or?
I guess Dothan took the penalty.
Yeah, they did accept it. So it'll be 1st and 20.
Dothan has kind of mixed it up tonight. We've seen good production out of Tyson Williams, of course, and also the Bulldozer.
Yeah, when you can get those 2 guys rolling, and that's 2 different looks. Ooh, wow. He got never had a chance.
He fumbled the snap.
That was big Nick Fields right there, number 9. He's had a great game so far.
He really has, Nick Fields. We've called his name quite a few times tonight. So the Mustangs are going the wrong direction, but the right direction for the Tigers. So the ball back inside the 15 at the 14, so it's going to be 2nd and 26.
Dothan High coming out with some energy here in the second half. It'll be 3rd and forever, about 30.
Quarterback makes a good pass, and it's complete over to number 80.
That's Zach Bird, big tight end. He's about 230 pounds. He is a big guy, too. Looks like he's about 6'4", 6'5".
227-pounder.
So they'll force another punt here. Kick it to Devoneer Martin, see if he can break one. He's been known to.
Oh, yeah, he's waiting on a good one.
And he has the most exciting 4- and 5-yard returns you'll ever see.
Yeah. But all of his returns have been for positive yards.
And it looks like the rain's finally subsided, so maybe we'll get some cleaner football in here.
Martin's going to have a chance to return this when he takes it on the 41.
Reverses field. Big block right there by Tyrese Lindsey.
And
Ooh,
so
big hit.
he fumbled the ball, but I think Dothan got it back.
And, man, Tyrese Lindsey sprung that play about 10 extra yards. With
yeah.
Huge block on the back end, and that was beautiful.
So Dothan will be starting in Mustang territory at the 47-yard line. First and 10 for the Tigers at the Stanhope Elmore 47. They give it to Williams, and I tell you what, he can find a hole. He's very patient.
He is.
He looks, he finds a hole, and he makes it through there.
He knows when to put on the gas and when to put on the brakes, and he's just the total package. We've seen him grow up a lot over the past couple of years, and he's deadly right now. A
gain of 8, so it's a 2nd and 2 for the Tigers. And McDaniel keeps it
with a lot of room.
And he takes it inside the 25 for another Dothan first down.
And the running game's really been working well for Dothan High. They've run that read option and got a lot of different stuff going on. And they've got Stanhope Elmore guessing.
So it's a 1st and 10 from the 25. They give it to Williams, and he takes it to about the 20. A gain of 5, so it should bring up a 2nd and 5.
And that's about as unexciting run you'll ever see from him. Still gets 5 yards.
5 yards. 5 yards on first down is always a good play.
Absolutely.
2nd and 5.
Go with that hard count. They've had some success with that tonight.
Jacoby McDaniels has done an excellent job tonight, except for the 1 interception.
And that really wasn't his fault. That went right through the wide receiver's hands. So he's played a good game.
And he keeps it.
Ooh, nice
and
move.
For a good move by McDaniel. He picks up another Dothan first down inside the 10.
Well, he's a great athlete. He does a good job around that option, too. And Dothan's going to have to take a timeout, I think. They got an injured player coming off. No, they're not going to call it. Yeah, they will call it.
So timeout on the field with 8:21 left in the third. Dothan leads it 28-6.
God,
They may hold the clock for 30 seconds. So the clock was still running, so they'll either put some more time back on the clock. They've gone back to 8:21. So it's a 1st and 10 for the, well, it's 1st and goal for the Tigers at the 9. They give it to Williams, and he takes it inside the 5 down to about the 4-yard line.
And we saw Jacoby McDaniel limping off the field that last time. Looked like he had a bad ankle or something. He's still a little gingerly on it, so that'll be something we need to keep an eye on and make sure he's still going to be able to be 100% for this game.
2nd and goal. Williams just picks his way through there. Down inside the 2.
Even when it looks like there's nowhere to go, he still finds some kind of little crease or hole just to settle down in, just to be able to get a yard. You know, I mean, he knows he's such a great manager.
So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 2.
And they bring in Big Bulldozer. And McDaniel's still favoring that ankle.
He really is. So it'll be 3rd and 2. They give it to Dozier, and he just dozes his way into the end zone.
He got in
for the touchdown. So a 2-yard TD run by Dozier for the touchdown.
And I think that's got to be McDaniel's last drive of the game. You're up 4 touchdowns. I don't think you want to risk getting him any more dinged up than he already is because he's having a tough time with that ankle.
So Dozier scores a touchdown from 2 yards out with 7:20 left in the third. Extra point up and good. The kickers looked real good tonight on extra points.
Hasn't missed one. He's looked very good.
So Dothan takes a 35-6 lead with 7:20 left in the third. So Deion Dozier takes it from 2 yards out for the touchdown. So Dothan puts together a 47-yard drive. And they lead it 35-6.
Oh. Very well. Ooh, big hit.
He takes it across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. So pretty good start in field position for Stanhope Elmore, the Mustangs. They're going to mark it at the 39.
First and 10 at the 39.
They had problems handling the ball their last possession, Cliff.
They did. They've had some snap troubles and some miscues with the snaps, and, you know, they've had a hard time getting their rhythm down. Ooh, and there's another example of that.
Right. Had movement on that offensive line.
And, Mitt, we still got Jacoby McDaniel down there getting treatment for his ankle. They got a big crew around him. I just hope it's not a serious injury. I think they just taped him up and he's going to be okay.
Yeah, he's walking around.
He's standing on it, so
yeah,
that's a good sign always.
So it brings up 1st and 15 for the Mustangs. Pitch back to Smith. Smith spins. Boy, I tell you, he's a talented back. He picks up about 5.
They haven't been able to get too much going tonight, Mitt, but what they have gotten going has been from him.
Benny Smith, the ball carrier.
So a gain of 5. It brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Mustangs.
Second down 10.
There's 6:46 to go in the third quarter.
Warlick is the quarterback. They hand it off to Smith.
Wow,
and
what a spin move.
And he's still on his feet. I tell you, he's a good running back.
He's so shifty. You see him
he gains
around.
about 20 on that play.
He reminds me of Tyson Williams.
Yes, he does. So they move the ball into Dothan territory down to the 48-yard line, so it'll be a 1st and 10. So the Mustangs trying to get something going here on their second possession of the second half. And I tell you, it's been all Smith tonight for them.
It has. He's been their go-to guy for sure. He's tough to stop, though, man. He's been one of the better running backs we've seen this year, and we've seen some good ones.
And the quarterback keeps it, Warlick, and he spins. Boy, he avoids a big hit that time and picks up a couple of yards.
Yeah, that spin move saved him a lot of pain.
Yes.
Pick up a 3 on the play.
So they're going to give him 3. It brings up a 2nd and 7. 6 minutes left in the third. Dothan leads at 35-6. They're taking their time. The backfield is number 21, Jackson, with Warlick. Warlick throws it incomplete and almost intercepted. It bounced off a couple of Dothan players' hands. And Latrell Anglin was the last one to get a touch of the ball.
And out of the 2 quarterbacks, Tanner Anderson and Tripper Warlick, looks like Warlick's had a better touch throwing the ball tonight.
So it brings up a 3rd and 7. The ball on the 37-yard line. And timeout on the field With 5:32 left in the third, Dothan leads it 35-6. So it brings up a 3rd and 7 for the Mustangs. The ball sits, setting on the 37-yard line.
They'll go with
Jackson in the backfield with Warlick. He rolls out.
nice throw.
And it's complete over to number 1, and that's McMillan.
And that was a very nice throw. He was able to get his body square to the receiver and fire a nice strike there, and he's got him moving down the field right now.
So it's a 1st and 10 from the 25.
And this has been their second most successful drive they've had of the night by far. They had the 1 touchdown drive where they started in our territory, but they've got the chains moving here a little bit.
This drive started on their own 39-yard line, which was good starting field position.
It is.
They give it to number 3, Smith,
Oh,
and he's
gone.
going to take it to the house almost, and he's dragged down at the 5-yard line.
And that was Devoneer Martin on the touchdown saving tackle. Man, he's got good speed.
He
Good
does.
Lord, he can fly.
They're going to mark the ball on the 3-yard line, so it'll be 1st and goal. From the 3. Stanhope Elmore has put together a very effective drive here.
They are. This has been one of the few and far between that they've had. But
This is really the best drive they've had. And
Warlick moves to the right for very little gain, looks like. He looks like he'd just be lucky not to fumble right there.
yeah, so not much there. The ball is going to be about on the 2-yard line.
Second down from the gun.
2nd and goal. The ball on the 1-yard line. I'll probably give it to Smith.
I believe I'd have to.
Yeah. Smith the lone back. They give it to him. And
Ooh,
he
he flies.
dives in
He did,
for the
yeah.
touchdown.
Plays good for
So
a
to make it
touchdown.
35-12, pending the extra point.
Well, Smith pretty much carried the load on that drive.
As he has the whole time, which we saw Tripper Warlick make a couple nice throws right there to keep the chains moving. So I expect we'll see a little more of him than we will Tanner Anderson throughout the night, which I think Anderson gives him a little bit more of an athletic look. He looks like he's got a little bit more speed than Warlick does.
So the Mustangs put together a 61-yard drive for the touchdown on a 1-yard run by Smith. They go for the 2-point conversion.
And he's wide open.
And,
Flag, though.
well, we have a flag.
That might have been a defensive holding, or some type of holding. Because that's in the neighborhood of holding. Yeah, I think that's going to be offensive holding. No, ineligible receiver downfield. So that'll negate that, and they'll retry it.
They had had a successful 2-point conversion. But it was there was a penalty on the play, so
It'll be they'll get to try it from about 9 yards out now.
so the first touchdown of the second half by the Mustangs, coming 4:09 left in the third. Jackson in the backfield with
Whoa!
a great reception by McMillan for the 2-point conversion.
And that was shades of Tyrone Prothro Southern Miss right there, man.
Yeah.
He went up over his head and grabbed it. That was a fantastic play. And that could be something that gives them a little spark right there, made a big play right here. And if Dothan High comes out here and squanders this possession, they will be in business.
And they'll probably go for an onside kick.
They did
here.
last time they scored.
They sure did. So Dothan leads at 35-14 with 4:09 left in the third. So we're getting ready for the kickoff after a 61-yard drive by the Mustangs to score on a 1-yard run by Smith and a 2-point conversion. So they're going to go for the onside kick. No, they don't. They decide to kick it deep, and it rolls into the end zone, so it will come out to the 20.
A little extracurricular activity here on the 35-yard line, but no flag.
First and 10, Tigers at the 20.
So this is going to be Dothan's deepest starting field position.
You know, isn't it interesting that if you get a touchback in college, it comes out to the 25, but in high school, it only comes out to the 20?
Yeah. And now in the pros, the extra point, they kick it from, what, the 25?
I think so, yeah.
I think it's a 25. Now. I think it has to be like a 40-yard.
Yeah.
Equal to a 40-yard.
Yeah.
40-yard field goal.
So,
yeah.
So
First and 10 for the Tigers from their own 20.
And McDaniel, he's still hobbling around it. He don't look comfortable on that ankle.
They hand it off to Williams, and he finds a little running room, picks up about 3.5. They're going to give him 4.
You know, McDaniel's a little hurt right now, and that's something he's going to have to work on the rest of the year is managing how much he gets hit because, you know, he's the quarterback. He's not allowed to come out of the game. There's no substitute for him.
Right.
So he's got to find a way to manage himself throughout the game.
So it brings up a 2nd and 6. Williams in the backfield. They hand it to him. He cuts back out, and then he cuts out. He gets a good block, and he takes it across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. Not much there.
Still fun to watch, though.
Yeah, it was.
He's got great hips and great
so
feet.
A gain of a couple. So it's going to be 3rd and 4. McDaniel's moving a little slow.
Hey, you can tell he's not 100% out there. Oh, man.
Pass incomplete.
Man, that was a tough lick right there. Good Lord.
So it brings up a 4th down. So it looks like Dothan's going to go 3 and out.
And that gives Stanhope a little spark right there on their next possession and see if they can make this a 2-possession game.
Right. This is Dothan's first 3 and out. They had a couple of turnovers. They fumbled in the first half on a possession, first possession, and they had an interception.
But this is their first punt of the game.
And boy, he barely got it off, and it's not a very good one.
But he was very lucky to have gotten it off, period.
And so Stanhope Elmore will be starting in Dothan on the Dothan side of the field. So they'll be starting at the 49-yard line. They're on the Dothan 49.
They're going to try to cut this thing to a 2-possession game. You know, it's a tall task, but they are still in this game.
Well, and there's a lot of time left in this game. We have 2:40 left in the third. We have the entire 4th quarter to go.
There's a lot that can happen.
Right, so Dothan's defense has got to tighten up. We'll see if they go back to their money man, number 3.
And that's what he is. He is their money man.
Kareem Jackson's in the backfield. Smith in motion. They pitch it to Smith.
Oh,
and he's hit in the backfield. And he fumbles, and Dothan gets the ball. Great defensive play by the Tigers.
And that was number 97, looks like, on the recovery. David Crowley. So that was a nice play by the defensive line right there to create a turnover.
Yeah, that's the first mistake we've seen Smith make tonight, and it was a costly one.
It was, and Dothan Isle have great field position now.
So Dothan will be starting on the Stanhope Elmore 45-yard line. First play after the punt.
They'll give it to Williams.
And he
flag though.
Yeah, we'll have a flag.
Probably going to be a hold. That's usually, if it's thrown right there around the line of scrimmage, that's usually what you got.
Yeah, Dothan need to mix it up a little bit. They're going to Smith going to Williams on every play.
They are.
So Stanhope Elmore is just going to key on him.
And that's on Dothan, so it'll be first and
It's a
20.
10-yard penalty.
First and 20. I'm seeing Dothan shooting themselves in the foot here a little bit.
They had great starting field position.
That's actually going to make it a little farther than 20. That's going to make it about first and 22, 23. So, tough penalty.
Ball back on the Dothan side of the field. The 43-yard line. They give it to Dozier. And he falls forward for another 5.
And that's what he's got to do, Mitt. And we didn't see him do it week 1, and now he looks like he's hitting the hole hard and getting those extra yards after contact. And that's what he's all about, yards after contact.
Yeah, that was a gain of about 7. So it brings up a 2nd and 15. We haven't seen many receptions from the Tigers tonight.
Well, they came out throwing a little more than I thought they would in the rain, and they looked pretty good. But after the interception, I think they've started running the ball.
Dozier.
Ooh, his
He
helmet.
loses his helmet,
That
but
should, I think it's dead ball. As
yeah,
soon as that
right.
comes off. No
Wherever
more
the
play.
hell. Yeah. So he picked up about 2 yards.
See, they're spotting it back where his helmet came off. So it was really about half a yard. 1 yard.
And he's got to leave the game for one play.
Yeah. He hit him tough. It was a tough hit to take. Good thing he held on to the ball.
I tell you what, Caputo with Wisconsin the other night, man, he was a little confused. He was in Alabama backfield. You know, he had to go out with the concussion.
Yeah,
but he didn't know where he was.
That's scary, you know. Let you know how hard those guys are hitting.
Yes, it's a physical sport, as they say.
Absolutely.
We're up in the safe zone.
We are. Ain't getting wet or nothing. So that's another pre-snap penalty for Dothan. We're seeing some sloppy.
I think
no,
they called a timeout. So with 58 seconds left in the third, Dothan leads 35-14. So it would be 3rd and 13 for the Tigers.
And we've seen their offense stall out a little bit more in the second half. I think Stanhope Elmore's got a better idea of what they're going up against now. They were caught off guard a little bit in the first quarter. Oh,
incomplete. Yeah, it was a little high. So the Tigers will have to punt. They had great starting field position. They started on the 45-yard line of Stanhope Elmore. They're not taking advantage of the fumble. You know, when you get a chance to get points off turnovers, you have to try and take advantage of them.
Well, I think you said it earlier, Mitt. They got a little bit stagnant there for a second. They gave it to Williams, I think, one time too many and stalled them out a little bit. And that's going to be another pre-snap penalty. We're seeing some sloppiness right here from Dothan.
They've got to regroup and pull it back together.
You want to see them just close this thing out. They started so nice. They came out and really dominated that first quarter and a half, and now they're just kind of falling apart a little bit. You just really want to see them finish the game strong for, later in the season.
Right. Dothan came out and scored on their first 3 possessions, and then they had a couple of miscues. They had a fumble and then an interception in back-to-back possessions.
So we'll see Baggett punt it here.
They've only punted one time tonight, and that's their second punt.
And it's not a bad one. So we'll see how far he walks it up. He's still walking.
He's still walking at the
21-yard line.
Yeah. So Dothan punts for the second time tonight.
Second one better than the first one.
Yeah, and Stanhope Elmore will be starting on their own 21-yard line.
And they're down 3 scores, so.
Yeah, and they fumbled on their last possession. But they were able to hold Dothan and keep them from scoring.
And they got Tanner Anderson back in there.
And, boy, he's going to be sacked.
Is that Fields again? Kind of far away
big
from
sack.
us.
The sack is recorded by Nick Fields.
It is
Nick Fields, yeah.
That's got to be his second or third sack of the day, man. He's everywhere.
A big loss back to the 11-yard line. So it brings up a 2nd and 20, a loss of 10.
Nick Fields is the stud bull down there today.
I'll tell you what, he's done an outstanding job for the Tigers.
And he's a guy we'll probably see playing on Saturdays, too. I think he's getting some smaller D1 interest, so he's got a future.
So we come to the end of 3, and the score is the Dothan Tigers 35, the Stanhope Elmore Mustangs 14. We'll be back with 4th quarter action after this timeout. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network. Hello and welcome back to Refuge Stadium. We're at Wildfield tonight where the Dothan Tigers are hosting the Mustangs of Stanhope Elmore High School of Millbrook, Alabama. I'm Mick Kirkland along with Cliff Nyman bringing you the action. And Dothan leads it 35-14. Stanhope Elmore has the ball.
Little screen
out to Smith. And boy, he's got some moves. He gets it back out to almost the original line of scrimmage, about the 21-yard line. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10, a gain of 10 on the play.
Smith, he's got some great speed now. He's good laterally, too. He's one of the better running backs we've seen this year for sure.
So it brings up a 3rd and 10, the ball at the 21. And
Anderson drops back.
He drops back.
Points
he goes long. He's got a man open. And he overthrows him by about 3 yards.
He saw him down there and pointed him out, but just couldn't connect.
So it's going to bring up a 4th down, 4th and 10.
And another good job by the Dothan defense of getting the 3 and out there. Not letting them make it closer than it needs to be.
Needs to be, right. Back deep for Dothan is number 20, Devernier Martin. He's had a couple of returns, but they've been short. It's because the Mustangs have done a good job of keeping the ball away from it and good punt coverage.
There's some kind of penalty there.
Yeah, that was a penalty. Martin takes it on the 48.
Ooh.
And he takes it inside the 40, and he is leveled
and that was
on the sideline.
Big number 80 got a hold of him.
There's a flag in the backfield at about the 10-yard line.
I'm not sure what that's going to be. Dothan High is declining it, whatever it is. So
illegal procedure against the Mustangs.
A legal procedure.
Yeah.
So that could have been a number of things.
So Dothan's going to decline the penalty. So they'll be starting at the Stanhope Elmore 39-yard line.
Dothan will have the ball 1st and 10 at the Mustang 39.
So Dothan takes it. They give it to Bulldozer. He moves ahead for about 7.
Yeah, man, he's running hard tonight for sure. Yeah.
2nd down 4.
So it brings up a 2nd and 4, gain of 6 on the play. 10.5 minutes left in the 4th. Dothan taking the time. They're going to just let the play clock wind down inside of 10.
Bulldozer gets it again. He's bulldozing.
He moves forward inside the 30. It's going to be close to a 1st down. Depending on the spot.
They're not in any hurry to move the chains. It's going to still be 3rd and 1, I think.
It looks like it should be a 1st. They're probably going to measure.
They are going to measure it. Nope.
No, it's 1st down.
And I've said it before tonight, but it's Deion Dozier settling into his role as the power running back is going to, bring good things for Dothan this year. That's one thing they got to have is him being productive.
And they give it to Dozier again, and he dives ahead for a couple of yards. So Dothan's going to try to use some clock, and they're doing a good job of it. We have a player hurt. He's a little slow getting up, number 44 for Elmore. And do you have who it is? 44, Lucas. We have a couple of different rosters here, so if we're a little slow, that's why. So timeout on the field, 9:27 left in the fourth. Dothan leads 35-14. So it's a 2nd and 8 for the Tigers.
Bulldozer still in the game. I think they're giving Tyson Williams the rest of the night off maybe. He's had a lot of carries.
Yes, he has.
Definitely want to save him for when we really need him.
So the ball is at the 27-yard line.
Ooh.
That time they were ready.
And that's number 50. Jamie Splunge Jr. met him immediately at the line of scrimmage. That was a nice tackle.
So still a 3rd and 8, and Dothan's done the same thing 3 times in a row.
And they'll bring Tyson Williams back in, so I was wrong. He does not have the rest of the night off.
Right. A loss of a yard, so it's a 3rd and 9. Dothan's using that play clock. McDaniel drops back. He's being chased, and he's going to be thrown for a loss and a face mask.
Yep, it's going to be a face mask, and I hope he didn't bother that ankle anymore. That's what he does not need to take any more hits right now.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a face mask. So that should be enough for a Dothan first down.
That is not what he needed, was another hit.
That's the last thing he needed, Cliff.
Would have really liked to see him thrown that away, but I understand the competitive nature. Yep.
So that should be enough for a Dothan first down.
Definitely.
The Mustangs will be penalized for face mask.
Why wasn't it? Was it from the spot of the foul?
They might have declined it. I don't know.
Well, because the ball, they had a loss on the play, but the ball, Dothan's 3rd and 12.
I'm not sure how you explain that.
Me either. I'm a little confused.
Whoa, that was going to be a nice catch.
Incomplete, intended for Tyson Williams.
And we're starting to see McDaniel sail a little of these throws, and I think what you're seeing is his back ankle is that drive foot, and he's just letting the ball, he can't get on top of it like he usually does.
So it's a 4th and 13. I'm not quite sure, Cliff, if the penalty was against the
Stanhope.
Mustangs.
Yeah, I don't know.
If it was, I thought it would be a 15-yard penalty.
They might have declined it. I don't know why they would have declined it, but
no, maybe they would call incidental, which was 5 yards, but
could have been.
It should have gone from the line of scrimmage. He goes deep, almost intercepted in the end zone.
And that was a pretty good throw, but McDaniel once again taking another shot at the end of that play.
So Dothan don't take advantage of field position, turns the ball over on downs. Only thing they succeeded in doing was using a lot of clock.
That's about it.
So Stanhope Elmore will take over at the 31-yard line, at their own 31-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10. 8 minutes, 3 seconds left in the fourth. Dothan leads 35-14. We'll see if they go back to their bread and butter.
And they got Tripper Warlick out there.
Yeah, so we have a timeout on the field. 8:03 left. Dothan leads 35-14. First and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 31-yard line.
Dothan still got all their starters in. We see Tyrez Lindsey on our side of the field. He's had a good night tonight. We haven't seen him have any passes thrown his way, so that's usually a good sign of a cornerback doing a good job. And Tripper Warlick gets
eaten
up,
slammed to the turf, but he was able to get out of the backfield. Instead of being a sack, it's a gain of 1.
Looks like that was Clifton Robbins there on the sack.
Second down 9.
So it brings up a 2nd and 9.
Well, that wasn't a sack. That was just actually a tackle.
Right, yeah, I'm saying he was able to get out of the backfield.
Yeah.
What looked like it was going to be a sack, and he gets out of the backfield and picks up a yard.
Warlick still in the game, quarterback.
Tripper Warlick.
He's had a couple nice throws this game. I say he's been more successful through the air than Anderson has, but Anderson's had a couple nice runs.
B.J. Smith takes it, and he dives forward for about 5 or 6.
He's running hard every time, no matter what.
They're going to spot the ball at the 37.
And he's a little guy, too, man. He's hard to find. He's 5'8", 160. That's what they got him listed at. So you
now
take
Smith is 175.
Oh, they got him 175?
Yeah. So it brings up a 3rd and 4. 6:45 left in the 4th. B.J. Smith in the backfield with Warlick. They hand it off to Smith. He goes for the outside, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down. He needed to get to the 41, and they stop him shy of the 40.
And I expect they'll probably go for this one. 4th and short.
Yeah, I imagine so.
6 minutes to go in the game, down by 3 scores. That's about all you got to do. A nice performance thus far by this Dothan High defense.
They have. They've done a really good job.
They've been put in some bad situations with the turnovers and have answered the bell.
4th and 2. They're trying to draw Dothan off side. That didn't work. And I think that was their plan, was to try to draw Dothan off side.
Give them a little taste of their own medicine.
Yeah. 5:43 left in the 4th, 35-14. Dothan leads Stanhope Elmore. 4th and 2.
And they got Warlick back there with Smith.
They're going to go for it. So they in a place where what have we got to lose?
That's about all they got.
Yeah. Warlick goes, and he's
got it.
It should be enough for the first down. It's going to be close, depending on the spot.
That's about as close as you can get.
It depends on where the ref foot is.
Man, and look where it's at. I mean, it looks like it's right.
They're going to have to measure for that.
I'm not sure.
I think they're going to have to measure for it.
Yeah, they're going to bring them in.
And that would be the first time tonight that they brought the chains out on the field for a measurement.
Yeah, we'll see who we got running the chains here.
It's going to be close. I think he's going to have it.
He does.
Yeah.
What by much, though?
So it's going to be a first down for the Mustangs. So they'll keep this drive alive. The ball on the 41-yard line.
5:30 to go in the game, the 4th quarter.
So they get the first down on a 4th and short.
And they're sticking with Tripper Warlick. Nice
Go
block
deep.
there.
Good defensive play that time by the Tiger defender. Just threw that one up.
And that was that guy that made that nice catch earlier down here for in the end zone. I guess they were going to try to let him go up and try to make another play, but wasn't able to do it that time.
So it brings up a 2nd and 10. Pitch back.
Mr. Jackson. Ooh,
And he gets some running room, but then the second effort, they pick him up and they pin him to the field.
Oh, that's
a flag.
Just a little extra jawing right there. That's going to cost somebody 15 yards.
Yeah.
Probably Dothan.
Dothan. I was going to say probably Dothan.
He was pretty proud of himself after that tackle.
But you have to just get up and get ready for the next play. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
He was
15 yards.
He was all up in his face and stuff. There's just no room for that right now. Just close the game out and be disciplined and don't do anything crazy.
Right, and instead of it being 3rd and short, well, now it's a 1st and 10 at the 35.
Yeah, that's no good.
This drive started on the Stanhope Elmore 31-yard line. So what you do, you make a play, you get up, and you go back to the huddle and get ready for the next play.
Help the guy up, go on and finish this game out.
You know, things like that will hurt your team, especially in close games.
Absolutely.
Warlick is going to be hit in the backfield.
And they tried to run the read option right there, and there was just nowhere to go.
I think Dothan read it.
Man, they had 3 guys waiting on each option.
A loss of 1, so it brings up a 2nd and 11.
4 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the game.
Warlick goes deep, and it's complete down to the 25. It's going to be close to another first down. It's going to be, I think it's going to be short.
And that was number 9, Keldrick Martin, on a nice catch. He probably heard footsteps and still was able to hold on to it. And a nice open field tackle by Tyrese Lindsey. That's the first pass that's been caught in his zip code all day. Oh, man, and he gets up grabbing his knee, but he's walking, so I don't think it's that serious. You just hate to see a guy get up grabbing his knee no matter what.
So it's a first down. 1st and 10, the ball at the 24-yard line. 3:54 left.
Bad snap.
Bad snap. And Warlick keeps it and goes up the middle and picks up good positive yards.
He got a lot more than I thought he was going to get off that. That looked busted from the beginning.
He picks up about 7. So it brings up a 2nd and 3. We're down to 3.5 minutes left in the 4th. Jackson in the backfield with Warlick.
Ooh,
and it's a bad snap.
Terrible snap.
And he just falls on the ball, which was a smart thing to do.
And Stanhope Elmore has had some really bad issues with the snap tonight. I think they came out their first drive with a bad snap, and they've had 2 or 3 per half tonight, and that'll cost you any time. Just ask Dothan High. They had a bad problem with it last year.
Yeah, so a loss. So it brings up a 3rd and about 15.
And that's another flag, and I think that's going to be some sort of legal procedure. I didn't see anybody.
3 flags out there. 3 yellow flags.
There's a guy laying down and back in the Dothan backfield. I don't know what all's going on.
No, it's against Dothan.
I wonder what happened. He'll tell us.
So it will be 3rd and 5.
It was offsides.
Offsides Dothan.
So instead of it being a 3rd and 15, it's a 3rd and 10.
And that's incomplete. Thought he had it for a second.
Yeah. But when he was hit by the defensive back, he jarred the ball loose. So brings up a 4th and 10. Time is winding down. 2 minutes, 34 seconds left in the fourth.
So this will be about it right here, Mitt.
Yeah, this will.
It's a long shot regardless, but this is really going to do it. We only got 2 timeouts left regardless, so.
Fourth and 10. Wallet drops back.
And he's got
goes
one
deep.
Coverage. And that's a pick
And
by
it's
Lindsey.
intercepted by Lindsey.
And he's got
at
a
the
lot
2.
of room. And
If he picks up a couple blocks. Whoa, he's still in bounds.
man, I
He
thought he had
returns it to the 45-yard line of the Mustangs.
And that's a D1 player right there, Mitt. He'll
Right,
be
that
seeing him
was-
next year.
He intercepted that one at the 1 and took it to the 45.
Made a great play on it, too.
That was a 54-yard interception return.
It's the longest reception Dothan's had tonight.
Yes. So 2:18 left. Lindsey takes that one at the 1-yard line and returns it to the 45 of the Mustangs.
So we'll see Jacoby McDaniel back out there again. Hands it off to Dozier. He makes a nice cut.
Dozier gets across the 40, inside the 40, down to about the 38.
Dozier, the ball carrier for the Tigers, tackled in by
A gain of about 6.
Great night for both the running backs for Dothan High tonight. They've both been effective and had their game style going for them. You know, you got the shiftier guy with Williams, and you got the brute force guy with Dozier, and they're both doing what they do best.
So it brings up a 2nd and 4. Dothan's going to use as much of the play clock as they can, down to 9, 8, 7. Give to Dozier. And he gets across the 40, and he picks up. It should be enough for a Dothan first down. It is.
And he
Bulldozer's over.
And he gave Tywan Martin something to remember him by.
Yes. Minute 28 left.
He laid the hammer down.
And that's what we're used to seeing from him.
That's what he's got to do. That's his game.
Run with authority.
Run behind your pads.
Yep.
McDaniel's still limping. I just hope that's not going to carry over to next week. I hope that's something that's just going to be a little gimp thing tonight. Because he is a guy we got to have.
Dozier cuts back to the middle, and he picks up 9 down to the 25.
He's seeking contact out there right now. He's a big guy. They'll give him.
So they're going to give him 8, so it's a 2nd and 2.
And they'll start taking knees. Good win for Dothan Pitt. Good win. Had to have it.
Yeah. And they really won this game in the first quarter.
They did. They came out hot.
21 points in the first quarter, and, you know, it's 35. So they only put up 14 points in the other 3 quarters.
I think they came out, Stanhope was a little bit shocked and didn't really show up until midway through the second quarter. So when you get a 21-point head start, you're usually in good shape, unless it's the Iron Bowl. Cam Newton's another
Dothan take a knee, and so we've come to the end of the game, and the Dothan Tigers win it 35-14. Any closing comments, Clint?
Just a good region win for Dothan. They came out, they let up a little bit in the second half, but a few mistakes here and there they got to get cleaned up. They look good. They look ready to start winning some games, Mitt.
Yeah, and I'm going to quickly recap the scoring for both teams. Dothan scored first with 9:02 left in the first on a 10-yard pass from McDaniel to blocker to make it 7-0. The second score came with 3:25 left in the first on a 7-yard TD run by Williams to make it 14-0. Dothan next score came with 10:08 left in the second on a 1-yard TD run by Dozier to make it 21-0. Then Dothan turned the ball over 2 times in a row. They fumbled, and Stanhope Elmore put together a 49-yard drive and capped off with an 11-yard TD run by Smith make it 21-6. They missed the extra point, and that was with 7:14 left in the second. Dothan scored again with 2:13 left in the second on a 4-yard TD run by Williams to make it 28-6. The score was 28-6 at halftime. Dothan scored with 7:20 left in the third on a 2-yard TD run by Dozier. That was his second TD run of the game. 35, making Dothan 35-6. Stanhope Elmore scored with 4:09 left in the third on a 1-yard TD run by Smith and a 2-point conversion to make it 35-14, and that's our final score. So on behalf of our cameraman tonight, Willie Elder and Cliff Nyman, this is Mick Kirkland saying good night, and thanks for watching the Scenic Sports Network.
You've been watching High School Football Game Night, presented by Scenic Cable Network and Productions. Join us again next time.